Hello, kindred spirits. Did you know that today is kind of a special day in the world of numerology and esoteric and all of that woo-woo stuff? Today is considered a portal or a gateway day, 12/12, the 12th day of the 12th month. And so if you break this down a little bit more, it works out to be a number 3 when you work out the numerology for this date, 12/12/2022. So we can look at it from that kind of stripped down, clean way. And I wanted to just give you that little bit of information because the more information we have about our role and our participation in consciousness, because we are all contributing towards a whole consciousness, the more we can be conscious of that, that's a lot of consciousness, the more we are able to feel like we are in a co-creative relationship with source energy, which is true. So today is a number 3, a number of manifestation, a number of communication, a number of connection. So before we can look at what we want, we need to actually look at what we are actually manifesting. So in other words, before you can manifest what you really want, you need to look at what you are manifesting, because that's based on the information that you are focusing on, your thoughts and feelings, and your actions, unconsciously as well as consciously. So catching those unconscious thoughts and feelings is a bit more of a challenge, right? But all you have to do is actually look at what's manifesting in your life that you don't feel really happy about. And so if you look at those things, that gives you a clue as to what unconsciously you're putting into your field. And so now you can access that information and you can begin to change it to what you do want. And so that's quite an empowering process. And today is an exceptional day to do that because we're supported by this idea of a gateway, a portal, an activation, a pivotal point where the energy is most auspicious. Look at it however you like. Intention is always really what it's all about. So I wanted to dig in a little bit deeper, and from a perspective of the fact that the world is going through an awakening process, an ascension process, an awakening to their spiritual identity, we are benefited by understanding what are we putting into our own field of energy, unconscious and conscious thoughts. So we need to become really mindful around things that you feel very aligned to. Very, like, we use the words like, oh, I resonate with that, or I'm in alignment with that. Even in my work, I would say, does that information resonate with you? Does that make sense to you? Do you understand that? And we actually need to move beyond that to another level, because here's the thing. When we experience that sense of alignment, we feel comfortable. We're in a familiar space, which means we're in a space that's been previously established as a belief, a perception, a judgment that, yeah, we're copacetic with this. Well, that's really one of the strong qualities of 3D reality. But we are in this process of ascending to another level of consciousness. And so we need to let go of these old habits of looking for that resonance to know we're in the right place at the right time, because it doesn't work anymore. So what do we rely on? We have to rely on opening our hearts. And when our heart is open, we create harmony in all areas of our consciousness and our life. And in that harmony, we are in unity consciousness. We are in that connected space with source energy itself. So it's all about the heart. And that heart connection can certainly be intuitive. And so here's a challenge for you. When you are checking in with yourself to see, do I really want this? Or do I really want to do this? Or do I really want to connect with this person? Do I really want to do this job, this project, this opportunity? And we're looking for that usual kind of sense of connection, resonancy, alignment, and it's different. So challenge yourself to check, how is it different? Because we can't use that method anymore. We have to literally go deep into our heart and not look for that harmony and alignment and resonance, but actually find the heart knowing. And it's a different experience to this sense of alignment and resonance. So let's break it down. Alignment and resonance is a familiar feeling, even if we can't articulate it. But coming from that heart consciousness and connecting into all that is unity consciousness, this is a deep knowing. And it's a knowing that is not connected to familiar or resonance or alignment or activation. It's just like single focused, very clear knowing. And this is actually part of divine masculine energy, and it is an awareness that comes through light energy, which is masculine. So take that in and see if you can discern the difference, so that you can break out of the old 3D duality habit of looking for that resonance. That, does this make me feel good? Does this make me feel comfortable and safe? Well, that stuff, that kind of connection is a lower connection. And if you are consciously wanting to ascend into a higher level of your awareness and your consciousness and your sacred objective self, you need to challenge yourself beyond that feeling of comfort and familiarness. And yeah, so, okay, let me tell you a little bit more. I'm just looking at my notes here. All right. And so this is about our own connection to ourself. It isn't about a perception of a connection to something outside of us where we feel an alignment, because it's all an illusion. So we have to keep working on that connection with ourselves through the heart, where we connect in with source energy. We're already connected all the time, but when we become aware of it, that's a turning point. Okay. All right. So here we are, December 12/12. We have a solstice coming up on the 21st of December. Whether you're in the southern or the northern hemisphere, it is a powerful solstice. And so you can be getting your head ready for that now by participating in today's sort of alignment, gateway, activation, or just the numerology of 12/12/2022, which is a number of manifestation, communication, connection. So I wanted to do a little deeper dive into like a little psychic insight into where you are right now to anyone that's listening. Okay, so I just invite you to close your eyes and listen with your heart. Okay, so the first piece that I want to talk about is like an overarching energy theme, a thematic of co-creation. So whether we are aware of it or not, we are all continually co-creating. And so when we become aware of what we are creating in our field, in our life, in our experience, we need to know that we are always in a co-creating relationship. So it's like you're saying to source energy, yeah, I really want some drama in this area. And it's not like you're asking for it, but you're asking for it indirectly through your fears, through avoiding looking at something, through resisting something, through sitting in a place of judgment that that's wrong, that's not for me. Well, that just brings it right into your field. So becoming aware of how our thoughts create our feelings that lead to our actions that show up in our life, in our field. and that we're moving to this other level of consciousness that is beyond that, where we can consciously co-create instead of unconsciously co-creating. All right, so first of all, we need to clean this up. We need to get really clear on how we are putting ourselves forward and how we're showing up in this world, in this universe, in this consciousness, because it's all consciousness. It just looks solid and real. Then we need to remember to breathe. It's like I want to compare it to, oh, of course you can breathe underwater. It's like you've just forgotten how. And so remember how to breathe, how to reciprocate energy, right? Everything should be in a reciprocal relationship. And that doesn't mean that, if you give somebody $10, they give you $10. It's like you give someone $10 and you're walking down the street and somebody else hands you a little gift. And you're like, whoa, that's reciprocity. Okay. It's based on unconditionality, no expectations, no conditions. And so that's one way that that's how we're supposed to breathe in this consciousness space. It's as if we are in this continual reciprocal exchange of energy. That's where we find true comfort and joy. That's what we want to be in that alignment with, because that happens when we are in that connected space in our heart, and we are in that same connected space with source energy. And that's a really powerful clue that you are in resonance with a higher conscious awareness, with your sacred objective self, observing and sending down, turn left, no, turn right again, now go back there and do this and that. So we are in this place of stepping every day a little bit further into a new life, a new meaning of life. And this is a healing process, and it is a justifying, rectifying, reconciling, resurrecting, liberating process. And for each of us in our own way that suits us, that's ideal for our growth at this time. So check in with yourself about how new life is mirrored against this healing process that you're in right now. And it is all fair and square. I don't know how else to say it. It's exactly what we need. It's what you need. It's what I need. And it is very bespoke and individualistic, and it's perfect. So don't question anything that sort of upsets your apple cart. See it as part of your healing process. And when we embrace it in that way, we accelerate along the path much more efficiently. And of course, if we can bring time in there quickly. So that's all part of this process of stepping into gradually a higher level of conscious awareness, so that we can really use our discernment to pick out the things that are not genuine and authentic, the experiences, the exchanges of energy, the events unfolding, correspondence between you and someone else or something else, even world events we have a relationship to. And so checking in on what are you reciprocating? How are you exchanging energy? What are you putting out? What's coming back in? That's where you get more insight into actually more of your unconscious thoughts and feelings, and even unconscious actions. We do a lot of unconscious actions. So I just stitched that piece in around that awareness of what are we creating in our field of awareness, in our experience. I mean, that's as simple as, how's your day? How did it go? What showed up? What challenged you? What went really smooth and tickety-boo? So, because everything is really, it's like everything's already kind of in this planned manner, and it shows up. And then we bring in the final piece by our free will and the choices we make in that moment. And so the more consciously aware we are, the more we are moving in that direction of harmony and balance. And that's our work right now. And that's how we we get a sense of, okay, I'm going to bring this to a close because it no longer serves me at that level. And I'm going to put more energy into this because that serves exactly where I really want to go. And so this is you getting ready for the solstice and setting in motion 2023. Okay, there you go. That's my message for today. I hope it's helpful. You take care.